When I look back and think about what truly changed my life, I realize it all started with a clear vision and an unshakable purpose. Planning a decade isn't just about making lists or organizing tasks, it's about asking yourself, who do I want to become 10 years from now? This thought transforms your daily actions into powerful steps towards something greater. I often say, if you have a clear purpose, even the hardest days carry meaning. Have you ever stopped to think about who you really want to be in 10 years? Imagine this. You wake up one day in 2035. What would your life look like? What would you have achieved? These questions inspired me when I started Alibaba. I remember sitting in a small apartment with 17 friends, with no money, no technology, but a huge dream. At that moment, we decided we would use the internet to help small businesses. It was a humble beginning, but the purpose gave us strength. The right question can change your life. If not now, when? If not me, who? These words still echo in my mind. Every great dream starts with a spark, but the magic happens when you commit to turning it into reality. Many believe they need to wait for the perfect moment to start, but I say the perfect moment is now. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers or resources. Planning the next decade means accepting that you'll never have a perfect map, but you will have an inner compass. That compass is your purpose. At the start of any journey, you'll face doubts, yours and others. I faced this so many times that I stopped counting, but every doubt challenged me to be more resilient. Planning is like planting a tree. You won't see the fruits immediately, but with care and consistency, it will grow strong. Visualizing where you want to be is like designing the garden of your dreams. Every day is an opportunity to water and nurture those seeds. When you think about the future, do you feel fear or excitement? I believe fear and excitement go hand in hand. That's why planning the next decade is so transformative. When I started visualizing my future, I realized I needed to align my small daily actions with my long-term vision. This practice changed my life, and it can change yours too. After all, who do you want to become in 10 years? If there's one question that changes lives, it's this. Why do you do what you do? When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no technology, and no support. All I had was a purpose, to use the internet to give small businesses a voice. That purpose was so strong, it became my strength during the toughest times. Without a clear why, life can feel like just a series of days. But when you know what gets you out of bed every morning, every challenge turns into an opportunity for growth. Your why isn't about making more money or gaining fame. It's about something bigger, something that connects you to the world. For me, it was helping small businesses thrive. What's yours? I remember during the early struggles of the company, repeating to myself, if not now, when? If not me, who? That phrase helped me see that there wasn't a perfect moment, just an urgent mission waiting for me. Finding your why is like discovering the fuel that powers your life. It's what keeps you going even when everything seems to be falling apart. I remember being rejected 30 times for jobs, including at KFC, and still, I kept trying. My purpose gave me strength, even when the world said no. What inspires you to keep going? Answering this question could change how you approach your decisions and daily actions. Ask yourself, if I had everything I needed, what would I do with it? This is a powerful way to identify what truly matters. Your why is more than a goal, it's the core of your existence. Imagine the impact you could have on the world if your actions were aligned with something so essential. It's like lighting a fire that illuminates even the darkest days. A clear why gives meaning even to the smallest steps. When we have clarity about what drives us, difficulties become stepping stones, and mistakes turn into valuable lessons. Ultimately, success isn't just about reaching a goal, it's about the journey we take with purpose. If you haven't found your why yet, start today. After all, what gets you out of bed every morning? Have you ever wondered what your life could look like 10 or 20 years from now? When I was just starting Alibaba, I used to dream about the future constantly. A long-term vision is like a lighthouse guiding you through the storms of life. Without it, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day chaos. But when you have a clear picture of where you want to go, every step you take gains meaning. I often say, a clear vision of the future turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. Think about it. In 2035, who do you want to be? What kind of life do you see for yourself? I remember imagining a future where small businesses could compete globally, thanks to the internet. That vision kept me going when the odds were against us. People called me crazy for believing in the internet in a time when downloading a single picture took hours. But the vision was so vivid that I could almost touch it. A long-term vision doesn't mean you'll have all the answers up front. It means you're willing to commit to a path, even when it's uncertain. I often think of life as a game of chess. You may not know every move ahead, but you need to know the end game. That's how you make strategic decisions today that align with your future goals. When you're clear about what you're working toward, obstacles become part of the process, not roadblocks. Creating a vision for the future isn't just about career goals. Think about your relationships, health, and personal growth. What kind of person do you want to be in all aspects of your life? I once told my team, success isn't about the money you make, it's about the lives you impact. This mindset helped us focus not only on growing Alibaba, but also on creating a platform that empowers millions. When you visualize your future, you begin to see possibilities that were once invisible. It's like putting on a pair of glasses for the first time and realizing what you've been missing. But remember, a vision is only as powerful as the actions you take to bring it to life. So what steps can you take today to move closer to the person you see yourself becoming in 10 years? Thinking about a decade can feel overwhelming. I've been there, looking at a massive goal and wondering how to even start. But I discovered something. Breaking down that big goal into smaller milestones changes everything. A decade might feel distant, but a year, a month, or even a week? That's manageable. Small wins along the way keep your motivation alive and remind you that progress is being made. It's like climbing a mountain one step at a time. When I started Alibaba, we had a 10-year vision. But we didn't focus solely on the finish line. Instead, we set smaller targets, build the website, attract the first 100 customers, create payment systems. Each milestone gave us a sense of achievement and fueled our determination to keep going. I've always believed that celebrating small victories is just as important as dreaming big. It keeps the energy alive. Imagine you want to learn a new skill this year. Rather than aiming to master it overnight, break it into stages. Spend the first 3 months building the basics, then refine your skills over the next 3. Before you know it, you're far ahead of where you started. These incremental steps create momentum. They build confidence, one accomplishment at a time, and that confidence becomes unstoppable. Short-term milestones also allow you to adapt and recalibrate. Life is unpredictable, and even the best-laid plans can face challenges. But when your goals are broken down into smaller pieces, it's easier to adjust without losing sight of the big picture. I often say, success is built with small, consistent choices over time. That's the secret to sustaining motivation. Each milestone is like a checkpoint in a marathon. It reminds you how far you've come and how much closer you are to your destination. And every step, no matter how small, matters. The key is to keep moving, even when the progress feels slow. Because one day, when you look back, you'll realize those small steps were the foundation of your greatest achievements. Every journey is filled with challenges, and resilience is what helps you stand firm when the storms hit. I've learned that setbacks aren't the end of the road, they're just part of the process. When I started Alibaba, we faced rejection after rejection. Investors told us we had no future, but those moments taught me the value of perseverance. As I like to say, setbacks are opportunities disguised as obstacles. They shape who you are and prepare you for the next step. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure, it's about rising after every fall. I've faced more failures than I can count, failing university entrance exams multiple times, being rejected by Harvard, and even being turned down for jobs at fast food chains. Yet every rejection fueled my determination. I realized that the more I failed, the closer I was to success. Challenges don't block your path, they build it. Think of resilience as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. When things didn't go as planned in the early days of Alibaba, I didn't waste time blaming circumstances. Instead, I asked myself, how can I learn from this? That mindset helped me embrace difficulties as teachers rather than threats. Every setback became a lesson, and every lesson brought us closer to our goals. Life will test you, often when you least expect it, but resilience gives you the strength to keep moving forward. I once told my team, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. It's not about controlling external factors. It's about adapting, growing, and becoming stronger. That's how you turn adversity into your greatest ally. Building resilience requires practice. Start with small steps. Embrace discomfort, seek challenges, and learn from mistakes. Over time, you'll find that even the toughest situations become manageable. Resilience isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. And when you cultivate it, there's no obstacle too great to overcome. Success isn't built on inspiration alone. It's crafted through discipline. Waking up early, sticking to routines, and doing the hard work even when you don't feel like it, that's what separates dreamers from achievers. When I think about discipline, I remember how the small, consistent efforts we made in Alibaba's early days laid the foundation for our growth. Discipline turns ambitions into habits, and habits into results. I often say, the success you see is built on the small, invisible choices people make daily. Think about it. Skipping one distraction, focusing on one meaningful task. These are the building blocks of greatness. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. It's the quiet force that keeps you moving when motivation fades. In my early days, I struggled with self-discipline. There were days when it felt easier to give up than to push forward. But I realized that discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. I once told my team, we can't control the market, but we can control our efforts. That philosophy helped us stay committed, even when results were slow. Think of discipline as the engine of your journey. Without it, even the best plans will stall. If you want to transform your life, start with small, disciplined actions. Read for 30 minutes a day, exercise regularly, or dedicate uninterrupted time to learning something new. Over time, these habits compound, creating a ripple effect of success. Remember, discipline isn't about restricting yourself, it's about empowering yourself. It gives you the freedom to achieve what matters most. When you embrace it, you realize that success isn't about luck or talent. It's about the everyday choices you make to stay on course, and those choices define your destiny. Change is the only constant, and success belongs to those who adapt. When I started Alibaba, the internet in China was still in its infancy. We had to navigate a rapidly changing environment, and flexibility became our greatest strength. I've learned that rigid plans often crumble under pressure, but an open mind allows you to find new paths. As I like to remind my team, be prepared to adjust your sails when the wind changes. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, it means finding new ways to reach them. In our journey, we faced countless obstacles, from technical failures to financial struggles. But instead of clinging to one approach, we embraced experimentation. Some ideas worked, others didn't. What mattered was that we kept moving forward, always open to new possibilities. Think of flexibility as the ability to pivot without losing focus. When the original plan for Alibaba didn't go as expected, we didn't give up. Instead, we explored e-commerce, payments, and logistics. Each pivot brought us closer to our vision. Flexibility isn't a weakness, it's a strength that allows you to thrive in uncertainty. Embracing change also means letting go of fear. Many people resist change because it's uncomfortable, but growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. I've always believed that challenges are opportunities in disguise. By staying flexible, you can turn unexpected situations into stepping stones for success. In a world that evolves faster than ever, flexibility is non-negotiable. Technology, markets, and even personal circumstances shift constantly. The key is to adapt without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Remember, success isn't about following a straight line. It's about navigating the curves with grace and determination. In a world that changes as rapidly as ours, staying still is the same as falling behind. Early in my journey, I realized that the only way to keep up was to keep learning. Education doesn't stop after school, it's a lifelong commitment. I once said, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. To me, learning is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When I started Alibaba, I had no experience in technology, yet I found myself building one of the world's largest tech companies. How? By learning every single day. I surrounded myself with people smarter than me and absorbed as much knowledge as possible. Continuous learning is like watering a plant. Without it, growth stops and potential withers. The beauty of learning is that it opens doors you didn't even know existed. I remember meeting farmers in rural China who used the internet to sell their produce directly to consumers. Many of them didn't know what the internet was before, but they were eager to learn. That curiosity transformed their lives and showed me how empowering knowledge can be. Learning isn't limited to books or formal education. It's in conversations, experiences, and even failures. When Harvard rejected me 10 times, I didn't stop seeking knowledge. Instead, I took it as a lesson in persistence. The world is your classroom, and every day is a new opportunity to expand your horizons. Investing in learning is investing in yourself. Whether it's picking up a new skill, understanding emerging trends, or simply reading for 30 minutes a day, every bit of knowledge adds to your growth. The question is, are you ready to embrace the challenge of continuous learning and unlock your true potential? Habits are the foundation of any success story. I've seen firsthand how small, consistent actions can lead to extraordinary results. When we started Alibaba, we didn't focus on becoming the largest e-commerce platform in the world. Instead, we built daily habits that kept us moving forward, improving customer service, refining processes, and staying disciplined. Success is built on habits, not wishes. Creating habits isn't complicated, but it requires commitment. Start small. Dedicate 30 minutes a day to reading, or set aside time to exercise. These tiny actions may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they create a ripple effect. I've often said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The same applies to habits. They compound into life-changing outcomes. Habits also act as anchors in a world full of distractions. In the digital age, where everything competes for your attention, having strong habits helps you stay grounded. They give structure to your day and ensure that your focus aligns with your long-term vision. A simple habit like writing down your goals each morning can keep you on track, no matter how chaotic life gets. One of the keys to building habits is linking them to your purpose. For me, every habit I cultivated was tied to my goal of empowering small businesses. When your habits are aligned with your why, they become more than routines. They become tools for transformation. It's not just about what you do, but why you do it. Think of habits as seeds. Each day you have the opportunity to plant one. With consistency and care, those seeds grow into something extraordinary. But remember, habits take time to develop. Be patient with yourself and trust that every small effort is taking you closer to the person you want to become. Purpose is what transforms actions into something meaningful. When I started Alibaba, I wasn't just building a business. I was on a mission to empower small businesses to compete globally. That purpose guided every decision, from how we treated customers to the way we built our team. Connecting your daily actions to your purpose gives your life direction and makes every effort worthwhile. Think about it. Are your actions today aligned with the person you want to be tomorrow? When your actions reflect your values, they create a powerful sense of fulfillment. I've often told my team, we don't work for money, we work for a dream. That mindset helped us stay focused, even during the toughest times. Aligning actions with purpose isn't always easy. There will be days when the grind feels endless and the results seem invisible. But when you remember why you started, those days become stepping stones instead of obstacles. Your purpose acts as a compass, ensuring that even small steps lead you in the right direction. Purpose-driven actions have a ripple effect. When you work towards something meaningful, it inspires those around you. I've seen how our efforts at Alibaba impacted not only our team, but also millions of small business owners worldwide. Purpose creates connection, and connection amplifies impact. The question is, are you willing to align what you do every day with what truly matters to you? When your actions reflect your purpose, you don't just build a career, you build a legacy. And that legacy starts with the choices you make right now. Reflection isn't about looking back with regret, it's about looking back with intention. In the early days of Alibaba, I made it a habit to regularly review what worked and what didn't. This practice wasn't just about fixing mistakes, it was about learning from them. I often say, rejections and failures are not the end, they're lessons in disguise. Taking time to reflect helps you see the bigger picture. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, but stepping back allows you to evaluate your progress. Are you closer to your goals? Are your actions aligned with your purpose? These are the questions that reflection helps answer. Reflection isn't just for businesses, it's for individuals too. Think about your own journey. What have you learned this year? What could you improve? By taking stock of where you've been, you can make better decisions about where you're going. It's like recalibrating a GPS to ensure you're still on the right path. One of the most powerful aspects of reflection is that it keeps you humble. At Alibaba, we celebrated our successes, but we also reflected on our failures. This balance kept us grounded and focused on continuous improvement. Reflection isn't about dwelling on the past, it's about preparing for the future. Make reflection a habit, whether it's journaling, meditating, or simply taking 10 minutes at the end of the day. This practice can transform your perspective. By looking inward, you gain clarity and purpose. And with that clarity, you're ready to tackle whatever comes next. Celebration isn't just about the big milestones. It's about recognizing the small steps that get you there. When we started Alibaba, every small success felt monumental. Our first website launch, our first 100 customers, our first positive feedback. Each of these moments was a reason to celebrate. These small wins reminded us that progress, no matter how incremental, was worth acknowledging. Why are small wins so powerful? Because they fuel your motivation. Success isn't a straight line. It's a series of small victories that keep you moving forward. Celebrating them reinforces your belief in the journey and energizes you for the challenges ahead. When you stop to appreciate how far you've come, the path ahead feels less daunting. I once told my team, don't wait for perfection to celebrate. Even small progress deserves recognition. That mindset helped us stay positive, even during tough times. For instance, when we finally secured our first investors after countless rejections, we didn't just celebrate the money, we celebrated the perseverance it took to get there. Celebrating small wins also strengthens your sense of gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's missing or what hasn't been achieved yet, but when you take a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what's lacking to what's possible. Remember, it's not just about reaching the finish line, it's about enjoying the journey. So whether it's a completed task, a new skill learned, or simply showing up when it's hard, take time to celebrate. These moments build momentum, and momentum is the secret to long-term success. Challenges are inevitable, but they're also opportunities in disguise. When I started Alibaba, we faced challenges that could have crushed us: financial struggles, technological setbacks, and skepticism from the world. But I learned that adversity is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. As I often remind myself, the tougher the challenge, the stronger you become. Adversity reveals your true character. I remember when we were rejected by over 30 investors in the early days. It was painful, but it forced us to dig deeper and find creative solutions. We didn't have the luxury of giving up. Instead, we treated every no as a stepping stone to the next opportunity. That resilience became our superpower. When you face difficulties, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Challenges are like weights in a gym. They may feel heavy, but they make you stronger with each lift. Over time, you'll realize that the hardships you once feared are the very things that prepared you for success. Adversity also teaches you the importance of perspective. During one of our toughest times, I told my team, this is not the end, it's just the beginning of a better story. That shift in mindset helped us turn setbacks into comebacks. Every failure carried a lesson, and every lesson brought us closer to our goals. So when adversity knocks at your door, don't shy away. Face it head on, knowing that it's shaping you into a better version of yourself. Success isn't the absence of struggle, it's the mastery of it. And that mastery is what sets you apart. Success is never a solo journey. When I think about Alibaba's story, one of the greatest factors in our success was the people around me. Friends, mentors, colleagues, they all played a role in building something bigger than ourselves. A strong support network provides not just resources, but also encouragement when you need it most. Surrounding yourself with the right people is like assembling a team for an expedition. Each person brings unique strengths to the table. In the early days, my team and I shared a small apartment and big dreams. We didn't have much, but we had each other. That unity made all the difference when challenges arose. Having a support network also helps you see things from new perspectives. I remember seeking advice from mentors who had more experience than I did. Their insights didn't just guide me, they inspired me to think bigger. Don't underestimate the value of learning from those who've walked the path before you. It's important to nurture these relationships. Success is never just about transactions, it's about connections. Show gratitude to those who believe in you and invest in those who grow alongside you. As I like to remind my team, take care of the people around you and they will take care of the vision. Think about your own journey. Who's in your corner? Who lifts you up when things get tough? Building and maintaining a support network isn't just beneficial, it's essential. Because when the road gets rocky, it's the people by your side who will remind you why you started in the first place. Motivation is the spark that ignites action, but keeping that spark alive requires effort. In the early days of Alibaba, I found motivation in visualizing the future we wanted to create. Every time I thought about how our work could empower small businesses worldwide, it reignited my passion. I often tell people, keep your vision in mind and never forget why you started. Motivation thrives on clarity. When you're clear about what you're working toward, it's easier to stay focused, even when distractions arise. I used to write down our goals and keep them visible as a daily reminder. It wasn't just about the end result, it was about staying connected to the bigger picture. One way to maintain motivation is by celebrating progress. Even small achievements can give you the energy to keep going. I remember the joy of launching our first website, even though it was far from perfect. That moment reminded us that each step, no matter how small, was part of a larger journey. Motivation also grows when you surround yourself with positivity. I've always believed in the power of optimistic thinking. When challenges feel overwhelming, I remind myself that setbacks are temporary, but the purpose behind them is lasting. Maintaining this mindset has helped me stay motivated through the toughest times. Ask yourself, what keeps your fire burning? Whether it's your vision, your loved ones, or the impact you want to make, connect to it daily. Because when you're deeply inspired, no obstacle feels insurmountable. Motivation isn't just about pushing forward, it's about finding joy and purpose in the process. True success isn't just about personal achievements, it's about contributing to something greater. When we built Alibaba, our mission was clear: empower small businesses to compete globally. But the impact went beyond that. By giving these businesses a platform, we uplifted communities, created jobs, and opened doors for people who never thought they'd have the chance to succeed. That's the power of thinking beyond yourself. Creating an impact starts with a shift in mindset. It's no longer just about what can I achieve, but what can I give? I've always believed that the most fulfilling success is the one that benefits others. For instance, when small farmers in rural China began using our platform to sell their products, it wasn't just about commerce. It was about transforming lives and creating opportunities where none existed before. Think of your own journey. How are your actions today contributing to a bigger cause? At Alibaba, we often asked ourselves, how can we help the next generation of entrepreneurs? That question shaped our decisions and ensured that every success we achieved had a ripple effect. When your goals align with a broader purpose, the work becomes meaningful. Building an impact doesn't require massive resources. It starts with small steps: mentoring someone, sharing your knowledge, or simply lending a helping hand. These acts of kindness and generosity compound over time, creating a legacy that outlives you. As I've said before, success is not about what you have, but about the difference you make. So ask yourself, what kind of world do you want to help create? When your actions are driven by a desire to give back, you don't just build a life, you build a legacy. And that legacy is what truly defines success. Authenticity is the foundation of trust and the cornerstone of true success. When I started Alibaba, I didn't try to be someone I wasn't. I didn't have a business background or a perfect track record, but I had passion, honesty, and a willingness to learn. That authenticity resonated with people and became one of our greatest strengths. As I often say, the true success is living in alignment with your values. Being authentic means embracing your unique strengths and weaknesses. I've always been open about my failures, failing university exams, being rejected by Harvard, and even being turned down by fast food chains. These experiences shaped who I am, and I never felt the need to hide them. People connect with you more deeply when you're honest about your journey. Authenticity isn't just about being honest with others. It's about being honest with yourself. Are you living in alignment with your values and purpose? In the fast-paced world of business, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But staying true to yourself ensures that every success you achieve feels genuine and fulfilling. I remember telling my team, we don't need to be the biggest or the fastest, we need to be the most trusted. That philosophy guided our decisions and helped us build a company that people believed in. Authenticity creates loyalty, and loyalty is what sustains success in the long run. Think of your own life. Are you staying true to your core values, or are you trying to fit into someone else's mold? Authenticity isn't about perfection, it's about being real. And when you're real, the impact you make is both meaningful and lasting. The future is full of surprises, and the ability to adapt is what sets successful people apart. When we started Alibaba, we had no idea how much the internet would evolve or how quickly the world would change, but we embraced the unknown with curiosity and optimism. I often remind people, the best way to prepare for the future is to keep learning and stay open to new possibilities. Preparing for the unknown doesn't mean you need to predict every challenge. It means being ready to face whatever comes with resilience and creativity. I remember how we had to adapt during the early days when the infrastructure in China couldn't support e-commerce. Instead of giving up, we created our own solutions. Flexibility became our greatest strength. One of the keys to thriving in uncertainty is having a growth mindset. When you see challenges as opportunities to learn, the unknown becomes less intimidating. I used to tell my team, the future belongs to those who see it as an adventure, not a threat. That mindset allowed us to innovate and stay ahead, even in unpredictable times. The unknown also holds incredible opportunities. Some of Alibaba's greatest successes came from ideas we hadn't originally planned, like the creation of Singles Day, now one of the biggest shopping events in the world. Embracing the unexpected can lead to breakthroughs you never imagined. So how do you prepare for the unknown? Stay curious, stay flexible, and stay committed to your purpose. The world is changing faster than ever, but with the right mindset, you can turn uncertainty into your greatest advantage. Have you ever thought about how you want to be remembered? When I started Alibaba, I wasn't just thinking about building a company. I was thinking about creating something that would outlast me. A legacy isn't just about what you achieve. It's about the impact you leave behind. I often ask myself, what kind of world do I want to help shape for future generations? Visualizing your legacy gives you a sense of direction. It's not just about your goals for today or tomorrow, it's about the lasting difference you want to make. For me, that difference was empowering small businesses and inspiring young entrepreneurs to believe in their dreams. Knowing the impact I wanted to create guided every decision I made. A legacy isn't built overnight. It's the result of consistent actions aligned with your values. Think of it as planting a tree. The shade it provides isn't for you alone. It's for everyone who comes after you. Every effort you make today contributes to the story you'll leave behind. Your legacy also reflects your character. I once told my team, success is temporary, but the values you uphold are eternal. That philosophy helped us focus on doing what's right, even when it wasn't the easiest path. A legacy built on integrity is one that stands the test of time. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave? It's not just about what you accomplish, but the lives you touch and the change you inspire. Start building that legacy today, one action at a time, and let it be a source of pride for years to come. Dreams are where everything begins, but turning them into reality is what defines success. When I started Alibaba, it was nothing more than an idea shared in a small apartment with 17 friends. We had no money, no resources, and no guarantees, but we had a dream. That dream, fueled by determination and action, became one of the most impactful companies in the world. Turning a dream into reality starts with belief. I often say, if you don't believe in your dream, why should anyone else? Belief gives you the courage to take the first step, even when the path isn't clear. It's what transforms impossible into possible. Action is the bridge between dreaming and doing. Every great achievement begins with a single step. For us, it was building a simple website and convincing small businesses to join. Those early actions, though small, set the foundation for everything that followed. Dreams don't happen overnight. they're built piece by piece. Challenges will test your commitment to your dream, but that's where growth happens. Every setback we faced at Alibaba was an opportunity to learn and improve. I've learned that dreams aren't just about the destination, they're about the journey and the person you become along the way. So what's your dream? And more importantly, what are you willing to do to make it real? Dreams are powerful, but they need your effort, resilience, and belief to come to life. Start today and watch how far your dream can take you.
Jack Ma's words have resonated with millions, inspiring both dreamers and doers to take control of their futures. In a powerful discussion about transformation, Jack Ma emphasized how planning a decade can redefine your life. He shared timeless lessons from his journey as the co-founder of Alibaba, combining stories of resilience, visionary thinking, and the power of purpose. This wasn't just a talk. It was a roadmap for turning aspirations into achievements. He began by unraveling the magic of long-term vision, urging everyone to imagine their life a decade ahead. "Who do you want to be in 10 years?" he asked, challenging the audience to dream boldly and align daily actions with their ultimate goals. With his characteristic warmth, he delved into the art of defining your why, explaining how a clear purpose can fuel perseverance through life's toughest challenges. Jack Ma didn't stop at the big picture. He broke it down into actionable steps. He highlighted the importance of short-term milestones to sustain motivation, sharing how Alibaba celebrated every small victory to maintain momentum. He emphasized the critical role of resilience, stating that setbacks are opportunities in disguise, while demonstrating how discipline and habits can turn ambitious dreams into practical realities. In his typical forward-thinking style, Jack Ma reminded us that adaptability is the key to thriving in a world of constant change. "Be prepared to adjust your sails when the wind changes," he advised, sharing lessons from navigating the uncertain early days of Alibaba. Continuous learning, he explained, is the foundation of growth, urging everyone to embrace education as a lifelong endeavor. Jack Ma's advice didn't stop at personal success. He stressed the importance of building impactful connections and creating a legacy that extends beyond oneself. From empowering small businesses to uplifting entire communities, he painted a vision of success that's rooted in authenticity, gratitude, and a commitment to giving back. The talk left the audience with a powerful question: what kind of world do you want to help shape? Jack Ma closed with a challenge to take action, reminding everyone that the future isn't created by luck. It's built by those who dare to dream and work relentlessly to bring their dreams to life. Now that you've seen how to plan a decade that transforms your life, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Jack Ma's lessons are clear. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about aligning your actions with your purpose, embracing challenges as opportunities, and committing to small, consistent steps every single day. Have you started thinking about your why? How are your habits shaping the future you envision? The truth is, the tools and strategies shared here are only as powerful as the action you take. What's one step you can take today to get closer to your long-term vision? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know which part of this discussion resonated with you the most. And if you ever feel stuck, come back to this video. It's here to remind you of what's possible when you believe in yourself and your dreams. Don't miss out on more transformative insights like this. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Without subscribing, you might not find the space again, and that would mean missing out on valuable lessons that could change your life. Finally, make sure to check out our next video, 5 Crucial Lessons from Jack Ma on Overcoming Obstacles, where we dive even deeper into the strategies that successful people use to turn adversity into triumph. The journey doesn't stop here, it's just getting started.